I don't really know a better way to get my morning started than with a dose of some energy to the dome. Coffee's so much better. Oh my gosh. But these things are just sweet, you know? I mean, not just sweet. Like, I'm not saying that's the only reason people like them is because they're sweet. No, I mean, being sweet is what makes them so addicting for sure. I mean, that's the thing about coffee, man. Coffee's not sweet, it's bitter. And the interesting thing is when things are tasted as bitter, it's like our body's way of saying, this is poison. Don't put it in your body. But because we know that coffee isn't poison, we like ignore the bitter taste, right? Um, but even so, what is probably at least in the United States, the majority of coffee consumers put tons of sugar in their coffee. It's Sugar's a crazy thing, man. But this is good. This has probably fake sugar in it. I'm not sure. Doesn't matter. It's good. I like it. Anyway, good morning. Hello. Good evening. Good afternoon. I don't know what it is to you, but here we are. Upper body today. It's my low intensity week. Last week was pretty intense. I did do 585 for a double. I don't know if y'all saw that short. Um, it's a PR, all time PR for me in terms of reps with that weight. I've done it for a single million times, but I've never done a double with it. So that was pretty taxing week for me. So I'm trying something new as I sort of laid out in my last video, which is to to have a high intensity week followed by a low intensity week and then a high intensity week and so on and so forth. That way I don't have to train for 3-4 weeks and then deload. I think I would benefit better from every other week. And I think a lot of that is simply just how long I've been working out. And, I think I'm probably reaching pretty close to my threshold, my max potential strength with at least deadlift. Um, Squat, not so much. Maybe bench. I don't know. We'll see. The goal is not always to get stronger with the number. Sometimes it's to increase the reps you can do with other weights. There's a lot of variability with exercising. I do like having or working out to have big muscles. I think big muscles are strong muscles, and strong muscles are always a good thing. Um, anyway, so I'll do that. Do bench to focus around all that. I'll do about 50% ish of my max for, I guess, about 100 reps or so. We'll do accessory work after that. That'll be probably another 100, 150, 200 reps. So, goal is to aim for 200 to 300 total reps on my upper body today, but not fatiguing the muscles, not working to failure. 50% of my max, I should, be able to do that like 40 times, at least in my experience. So I will do like sets of 10. Shortish rest, right? That way I'm not, I don't need to be fully recovered to do a set of 10 with 50% of my max. And I'm just real excited to see where this goes, right? To see how this plays out with really how I feel about my recovery, feel about lifting in general, in terms of, because, like, I've been working out so hard for so many weeks, and it makes me ache. Like, I just feel like I'm not recovering properly. And I think that could be a myriad of reasons, but I think a lot of it just has to do with the fact that I don't have to go as hard anymore to get good gains. Um, Not all the time, anyway. So we'll see, and I hope you all stick around and watch the progress unfold. All right. See you in the gym.
All right. All right. This is probably the worst possible angle I could have hoped for, but I left my big tripod at home by accident. But here we are. We're just gonna use a little mini tripod. So like I said earlier, main bench, whole upper body, and then some bench. This is roughly 50% of my current max. I haven't really benched very hard in a while. Normally I'm around 400, 405. So I think 370 is probably a generous estimate for right now. But yeah, I'm just doing set to 10. Low intensity. I've already done 3 sets or so. So we'll see how it goes. All right, here we go. All right, it's easy. But that's the point. Low intensity, just good volume without fatiguing the muscle. Some people say you got to have a certain amount of stimulus to grow, but much like people's idea of time under tension, it's misleading. And time under tension is not something you do in a workout. It's something that occurs over years and years of training. It's time under tension over years, not over the course of a workout. So, same is true with just stimulus in general. If you got to give yourself a appropriate amount of stimulus over years for growth to occur, right? If you do one workout and stimulate the hell out of your muscle, it's not going to grow any more than if you hadn't worked out, Kind of like getting sick. One time doesn't mean that you're going to be chronically sick. It's just got to occur all the time. So, on both ends, you just got to figure out where you lie. Is your exercise and gains, is it chronic? Or is it just acute? Is it just a kind of a one-time ordeal? So, all right, do our 5th set. I'm gonna do my other 5 sets, but you don't have to watch them. It can be pretty boring. Anyway, uh, working out's an interesting thing. People use it for a myriad of reasons. You know, that's not just a meme, but people start working out because they get heartbroken and they want revenge, whatever. People start working out because they just want to generally be healthier. They start working out because they want to be super strong or be stronger, or because they want to look good, look better. When it comes to working out, for me though, I've learned that it's not a hobby, right? Working out should be like eating. You wouldn't call eating a hobby. Eating is just something you do because you have to, because you're a human, because you're alive. It's how you stay alive. Working out should be something you just do because you're a human, because you want to be better, you want to stay alive, you want to have a better quality of life. For so many people, they see it like kind of like some people collect coins or collect playing cards or play video games. It's not to say that those things aren't good, but those things truly are hobbies. You don't have to play video games to live. You don't have to collect cards to live. So it falls under like that hobby category. Working out though, exercise, should be something literally everybody does. And I do mean everybody. I tell my patients all the time, even though you can't walk, you can use your arms. You can exercise that way. Hand bikes do exist. And it just will help your quality of life, even if you don't return to the way you were when you were younger or whatever. You may be asking yourself why I don't breathe when I lift. Well, I keep tension. And if I breathe in between reps, I lose tension. You should try it. It's very good. It makes you really strong. So, I don't know what it is about gyms, especially corporate gyms. They play the worst music. That's a meme. I know. But it's like they do it on purpose. Like they've got to know by now that people hate their music. People hate their music selection. And it's just either that or it's the people who continue to run these corporate gyms are just so out of touch with the gym culture, I don't always listen to music. I go through periods where I'll listen to music, my own music, and then I'll have periods where I just listen to whatever crappy gym music they got going. Anyway. All right, set number 8. Oh, brother. All right, next, once I finish these last couple sets, what am I gonna do? Run dips, weighted dips. I normally go up to 3 plates, but we're gonna go up to 1 plate today. 1 plate and body weight. Just something easy, something real easy. Or maybe 1 and a 1 plate would be good. That'd be good. Get a little recovery day. A little recovery day action. Ugh. One more set. Let's see if it dips. All right. Do some dips. Again, awful angle, but that's what we got to work with today. So this thing is so high up here. I feel like I need to be belayed to be up here. Let me change this camera. Yeah. I look down on you. There we go. And the same sec bench. Easy sets of 10. Easy little pump. Just easy. Easy. Oh man. Gotta get it.
Another day in paradise.
Another day, brother. Another day. Just easy. Easy. Trying to get a good little pump. Not fatiguing. Just some good stimulus. I don't know if I'll do. I might do sets of 20 after this. Just do 5. It's basically 5 sets of 20 instead of 10 sets of 10. Especially if I do body weight. I know I said I was going to do a plate, but I'm just wondering if I don't even need to do that. All right, here we go. Woo. Easy peasy. Yeah, we're going to do sets of 20. Sets of 20 for glory. You know, I used to be that guy at the gym. I used to look around and make fun of people. To myself. Make fun of people. the way they worked out. And I realized there really is no point to it, you know? Like, one, the way they work out doesn't detract from my ability to work out. It doesn't detract from any gains that I make. But what it does do is it likely detracts from their ability to learn. Because instead of helping them out, I'm just making fun of them. You know, who does that? So it's like, not only is it not benefiting me, it is indirectly furthering their detriment. Now, on the other hand, there's so much information on the internet. There's not really a good excuse for people not to know how to work out. So I'm not going to make fun of people who work out incorrectly, because, you know, you never know what someone's goal is. Maybe they really want to get strong at doing like a quarter rep squat. Maybe they have a specific job where they're never at full range of motion on a squat, so it benefits them hugely to just work on the quarter rep. Who knows, man? Who knows? So, anyway, all in all, just don't be a dick. Don't make fun of old people. Don't make fun of fat people who are trying to be better. Make fun of people who are making fun of people. See if they can handle it. Because the irony is, people who preach against fat phobia or whatever the hell are the most fearful people themselves, right? They're afraid of being exposed, you know, whether physically exposing their unhealthy body or being exposed for what is apparently emotional trauma and turmoil that they live through. So the best thing you can do is just be honest. Be honest with yourself, be honest with others. Speak truth into people's lives. Be a white pill, right? Don't be a black pillar. You just are negative all the time. It's causing people to spiral and be fearful. There's nothing good about any of that. Speak joy into people's lives, you know. You want to be a big, strong man. Part of being a big, strong man is learning to be someone who isn't afraid of fear and is willing to destroy fear. That's what I mean. Don't be afraid of fear. Don't be afraid. But don't be afraid to attack people's fear and bring joy into their life. All right. Another 20. I am not a fan of this little dip rack I got here. Ugh. One more set. What I'm gonna do next? I'm gonna do pec deck, do chest flies. I think it'll be good. I might superset it. Superset it with something. Some like close stuff. Just keep squeezing the chest. That'll be good. Good way to.
All right, fellas.
Finish it
Basically,
off.
what happened here is I'm an idiot. This is a new mic. I turned my noise reduction all the way down, thinking that maybe there was a little too much noise reduction feedback, you know, whatever that mechanism is. But basically what ended up happening was I turned my noise reduction so far down you couldn't even hear me. So all I did was pick up background noise. I'm doing pec deck, as you can see. Just did 50 total reps, did a set of 10. Then I did a couple sets of 20 because first set was way too easy, so I ended up going up in weight. Then I did a couple sets of 20, and the reason I did 50 instead of 100 is because basically I was feeling more like I was heading towards trying to fatigue the muscle than the aim of this whole program, which is just to get a good pump, get enough stimulus to initiate recovery without over fatiguing the muscle, fatiguing my nervous system more than it already has been from last week. So anyway, I wish I remember everything I said in commentary. I think one thing I talked about was how Crunch Fitness basically does a pretty good job with their hot mixes. You know, they're not the same songs just over and over again. You know, it's not just one pop song or one rock song. You know, they do change it up a little bit, but I also said that when it comes to music, I think it's important to allow for variability in your music selection, because sometimes you're feeling Led Zeppelin, sometimes you're feeling Sabaton or Dragon Force or whatever bands that you like, and honestly, there's some days I go in there and I'm rocking Demi Lovato, right? Because that's just what gets the blood pumping that day. Just allows for the bulbous, veiny, rotund, voluminous pumps, as the mindset would say so eloquently. I don't have much more to add to really kind of what happened with this workout and the mic. You know, I'm kind of upset that the mic didn't work, but you know, you lesson learned. We just do it raw here. All right, we go in raw. We adjust as needed. You know, I'm not big into editing videos, which is why I like this whole idea of just letting the camera run and I just talk, because I'm good at talking. I'm not super good at being creative with my edits. Not that I need to be or care to be, but anyway, I think after this I did I jumped to overhead press. So I basically, you know, since you can't even hear what I'm saying, I'm just going to go ahead and cut to overhead press. Now, as I was saying here, and you can't hear it, and I did speed the video up just for the sake of having to call an audible here with the audio. Basically, I was saying how overhead press, standing overhead press, or even seated overhead press for that matter, is a really underrated and underutilized exercise for what it could be. You know, if you really want to grow that giant upper chest, as well as hitting your shoulders, you know, a great way to do that is to blast it with standing overhead press. Now, I always warm up with the bar, you know, just knocking out a set of 10 here with the bar. Really easy for me. You know, always exploding through my reps, whether I'm doing an easy, you know, just bar movement or adding weight. Best I've ever done on overhead press was standing overhead press was like 7 or 8 years ago. It's like 255 seated, close to 275. They don't have a way for me to do seated overhead press here at this Crunch gym, but I would like to be able to do that just because you can lift so much more weight seated. Put a lot more weight on the shoulders, on the upper chest. So got 95 pounds here on the bar. I'm gonna just crush out a set of 10. I always keep my hands close to the bar, close to the smooth, where the knurling and the smooth are, like right outside the smooth. I feel like it's the best position for your hands. Go too wide, you start getting a little too much compromise on that shoulder joint. Kind of as I was testing here, showing here, you know, these crunch plates, they're not to be confused with the setup of metric plates. You know, the yellows are 25 pounds instead of 35 pounds, or, you know, 15 kilo. The blues are 35 pounds, the reds are 45 pounds. So just to clarify that, I'm putting on 135 pounds here. I think I do a couple sets of 10, just crush it out real quick, just kind of continue to get the pump as I'm just talking to myself, and y'all can't even hear me because I'm a big dumb idiot and I basically turned my mic off. I did point out when I was doing pec deck, I forgot to mention this, I did point out that putting the mic in my shirt is not great. I feel like it gets in the way. But when I put it in my hat, you know, I did give credit to old Sam Sulek. That's a great place to put it. It feels super out of the way. I wish I could hear the audio quality of putting it in my hat, but I'll have to test that outside of a video. So anyway, I'm just gonna let this play out. I think it's got just like a few more seconds, but if you enjoy this video, this style video, please let me know, you know, either through a comment or a like or both. I honestly don't care. I make these because they're fun. Hope y'all have a great day.